All right, please start by naming the police department and then tell me what happened.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
What's going on is my ex-husband is retired JSO. He retired a couple of years ago. I have a teenage daughter that just started college. She's 17. Approximately 3 months ago, my ex-husband and I had a disagreement. At that time, his wife was also present, and my husband was present along with my 17-year-old daughter, Lauren. There were words that were said that were not nice. And at that time, after the words were said, I was told that they were one way or the other. They were either going to see me dead or in prison. Okay. And that once my daughter started college, that my life was going to be hell. So then we went to leave the restaurant, which there were a lot of people around, and the wife tried to run me over, okay, twice. She came about 3 inches away from me, and then my life within about 10 days became hell. I started getting public records things that where my ex-husband and his wife had gone through public records and told people anybody that owed money to like judgments or anything like that, they did that. Then he contacted a bunch of his buddies from the police department, which he has a history of doing this to me. This is going on for 15 years, and he's used the sheriff's office against me over the whole last 15 years. And at that point, I started having unmarked units following me from Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. They are in a county that is not even Duval County. They are in Clay County. When I noticed all these unmarked units following me everywhere that I went, I started taking pictures of these units. I started running tags, and every one of them came back to Law Enforcer 2 tags. These are resources. We're not talking 2 or 3 unmarked units. We're talking 6 to 8 units every time I walk out my door or behind me. Okay, almost causing me to get in an accident. We can't take our daughter to the movie. We can't go out to dinner. I mean, they are right there continuously. So I went to the sheriff's office where I live at. I talked to the Sheriff Rick Beasler. I told him what had happened, what was going on, and I said, and if y'all have a warrant for me, I've done something that I don't know about, then here I am. And he said, it has nothing to do with us. You need to try and defuse the situation before somebody gets hurt. Mm-hmm. He said, it doesn't matter what they said, all the stuff they threatened you with. You need to apologize for whatever you said, and then you have a clear conscience, and whatever happens, happens. Well, it just doesn't happen that way, okay? Mm-hmm. These people they almost got me in an accident and got me killed 3 days ago, mm-hmm. Okay? It just doesn't stop. How I know for a fact that it's him is because he threatened to be with it. I've got report after report from Internal Affairs where I filed stuff against him. When he threatened to kill me one time, he called my home, okay, and answer machine picked up first because I couldn't get to the phone quick enough. So he knew that he was being recorded, although I did let him know after he said what he said. I said, you're being recorded. You called my house. The answer machine picked up, so you just threatened to kill me, so it's being recorded. At that point, I contacted Internal Affairs and told them what had happened. Then I got they sent their integrity unit out. Their integrity unit came to my home. They said, you have a choice. You can either go to prison for a long time because it's a federal crime to tape somebody, or else you can let us have those tapes and we'll dispose of them. Well, I was told later I should have never given the tapes to them, and they disposed of the tapes, and that was the end of that. Okay.
So let me back up for a minute. So you're telling me that your husband had called your home and you were there so that your tape recorder was running automatically because it was on the answer machine?
Yeah, it was. Well, see, what happened was this has been probably Greg, 7 years, 8 years ago, 7 or 8, when he threatened to kill me when they come got the tape. Yeah.
Okay, and in
It's
that, and,
probably been about 7 years ago.
okay,
And yes, they did take the.
and in that phone call, he made a threatening remark to you. What exactly did he say to you?
He told me he was going to kill me.
Okay, he said that, and that was on tape. And who was it that told you might get in trouble for recording him and then dispose of the tape? Who was that?
The integrity unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
So the integrity unit from the same department came out and took the tape.
They told me if I didn't let them have them, that I would be prosecuted, and it was a federal crime.
Oh, I believe you. I just want to narrow it down to who actually did this action. Was this an officer or a superior? Who was the officer that told you better?
There were two units. There were two people, two detectives that said they investigated crooked police officers from the sheriff's office, and that they weren't even housed in the same building as the police department. They were in a different building, and they investigated crooked officers.
Okay.
And they're the ones that said I had to get rid of it, or they either they had to get either I had to get prosecuted or they had to get rid of the tapes.
Okay. And so they disposed of the audio recording of your husband threatening you.
Yeah, I gave the tape to them. They had it.
Okay. All right. And did they give you any sort of paperwork regarding that? Did they give you a receipt or anything indicating that, we're taking this?
No, they did not.
Okay. And who authorized them to come out to your house? Did the sheriff send them out, or how did they end up coming out to see you?
I called internal affairs about the situation, and I called internal affairs every time he used JSO resources. After I first divorced him, he had narcotics people from the narcotics division come to my place of business. They went in there telling my employees all kinds of crap, okay? And then I called the sheriff's office. I called internal affairs. I said, you know what? I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm getting ready to sue your department if y'all don't stop this. Because you have no business letting him call people in that department and send them to harass me, and I don't even know anything about it. I said, because we were fighting for custody. He was fighting for custody of my daughter at the time. And I said, y'all have no right doing this. And so later that day, I got calls back from those detectives in that narcotics unit apologizing, saying they were sorry. He didn't tell them the whole story, and that they didn't know what they were getting involved in. Now, I suspect that's probably the same case here. But the bottom line is that you should check somebody's internal file before you go doing what you're doing. I mean, how I know for a fact that it's him is because he threatened me with it. He told me he'd see me dead or in prison, and I know that he's already done this. He contacted, he sent it, the narcotics unit. Then about a month and a half ago, I took my girlfriend. She's got lupus to the hospital, and how I knew then, I knew I had been being followed, but I didn't know to the degree, and I had no idea who it was. And until I took my girlfriend to the hospital that day, because she had to pick up stuff from the doctor's office, papers for her court case she was going for. And when we got ready to get on the elevator, two narcotics officers got off the elevator and went into the doctor's office that we had just came out of. So I knew right then that JSO was involved in it. Right then it was JSO's junk, okay? So that's when I started running the tapes. And to be honest with you, none of it really bothered me or scared me